All right. Okay, chat. Let's get it. All righty. Let's grab the headset. Make sure that's turned off. I actually been waiting for this trailer all day, which is kind of hilarious. All right, let's get it. Let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, brother.
Do you realize that you have the most beautiful
Oh, shit. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Yes. There's actually so much yes here. I need every ounce of everything that we just saw. This is taking it in a completely different direction, but also keeping the core of the creepy vibes and just, bro, whoa. Whoa. I didn't know. I didn't know they were going to be doing it this way. And it definitely has almost like a slasher type feel to it when you see the shadow of him about to kill somebody and like just seeing bro's face melting and stuff like that. Like, yeah. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready for this, you guys. I am so ready for this. Yo, this is insane. Let me know how you guys are feeling about this one in the comment section down below while we just kind of talk about some of the first impressions and some of the other things like that regarding this, man, cuz this is crazy, okay? Um obviously it's showing that this shows us that DC is not playing it safe here at all. It looks way more like a psychological horror film more than a traditional superhero film or the anti-hero film, if you will, that we've been getting a lot of lately. This tone is way closer to body horror, the identity thriller, and just going through a tragic character study of what makes this character, which means it could easily be one of the darkest entries in this new DCU. Now, who is Clayface? Well, Clayface isn't just one villain, it's a mantle used by multiple characters in DC Comics. But the version that this film is clearly focusing on is Basil Carlo, if I'm not mistaken, a former actor who becomes a shape shifting monster. And Clayface stands out as one of Batman's most tragic and complex characters. This film appears to center on a grounded, character driven origin story, a washed up actor desperate for relevance, a mysterious experimental treatment for substance, a slow, horrifying transformation as he loses his identity and literally becomes other people. So there's a lot of just information here. There's a lot of build up in order to get cracking here. Oh, okay. Geek is saying that this is focuses on Matt Hagen, but he has the Basil Carlos backstory. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So excuse my misspeak earlier when I said it was focusing on Basil Carlo. It just has Basil Carlos backstory grafted onto the Matt Hagen version of Clayface, which I think is awesome, actually. I think that's a really smart idea when they blend multiple character adaptations together to give us a new but familiar take on something. That's just I enjoy that. Now again, this is a major shift from your like standard comic book movie. It's definitely going into like more of that Fly energy and maybe even having that Joker style character study. But amongst everything, it is still grounded, almost indie horror in presentation. And if it holds up, Clayface could be really DC's true horror driven villain film, which would breathe life into maybe even a new genre of villain horror films that we could be getting, not just from DC, but other superhero genres as well. And I am excited for that, right? Like, I am super excited for that. Especially because Clayface is one of the most dangerous physical threats in Gotham, and I think this trailer is slowly teasing what that could really mean. Some of his expected abilities could be the full shape shifting with his appearance and his voice, his body, everything, the super strength and durability, regeneration. We obviously saw the body weaponization, and there's a possibility of getting that identity mimicry. But with this trailer, we do get a glimpse at the partial face morphing of stuff and that melting and unstable body moments, as well as early stage horror transformations with a possible full monster reveal at the end. I would love if they go for that type of vibe to where as we slowly go through the movie, he becomes the monster Clayface that we finally see at the very end. Oh man, I would love for them to do something like that, and I hope they do. Now, as most of you guys are no doubt DC fans that are interested in Clayface, you might be asking a very important question. Where is Batman? Well, this is notably something that we probably won't see here. He is going to be notably absent or barely hinted at, which is going to suggest a very villain first standalone story with a focus on character over action. While Batman may appear later or even be saved for future projects, this could act as a Gotham side story that builds the world before larger crossovers. If you really think about it, this could kind of be the Penguin for the DCU, but just in movie form, to where we get this build out of how the DCU actually is from the lens of a villain, and then later on we get, the Batman 2, but for the DCU, it's Batman Brave and the Bold. So let's talk about what this actually means for the DCU. Well, this trailer definitely confirms that there is a major shift in all of DC's strategy. Instead of one tone, they're embracing genre storytelling, horror with Clayface, maybe even a dark fantasy with Swamp Thing, and the family epic with Brave and the Bold. That variety could be exactly what separates DC moving forward. We clearly see this is not something that, we have Marvel doing too often, but the way that the DCU has been handling it so far, I have actually been loving it. So let's talk about some of those other variants that we have for Clayface and some of the other inspiration that they might get there. While the movie is going to be focusing on Matt Hagen with Basil Carlo's existing lore, we could still see some stuff from Preston Payne, Sandra Fuller, when it comes to the painful mutation, or even having that shape shifting criminal aspect to the movie. This film really appears to be simplifying this one into a definitive version of what people can see as Clayface. And I am so down for that across the board. The biggest influence here really also is no doubt going to be the animated series version of Clayface, which portrayed him as a deeply tragic character. That emotional core is clearly present in the trailer, and if done right, it could carry the film. So this is amazing, man, and I'm really excited to see what this is going to be doing. We have this mirror scene with the identity breakdown, his face glitching and melting, and just that final creature vibe that we probably will get. These are the moments that people will rewind and analyze when they go and check out this trailer. And I think that the final take here is just that Clayface is shaping up to be one of the most unique comic book movies that has kind of been made. A horror first superhero film with a tragic performance driven by a villain story. It's really something that I am excited to see. And this is, of course, this is not just another Batman film. This is a full transformation horror story about losing yourself, losing your identity, and really not knowing what that could actually mean. So it's crazy, but DC really made Clayface into a horror movie, and it seems that it's gonna work. This might be one of the wildest tonal swings that we have ever seen when it comes from a comic book film since something like Joker. So let me know all of your guys' thoughts, theories, and opinions in the comment section down below. Okay, chat. That is insane. This is crazy. I'm just gonna start working on that trailer reaction a little bit, but that was just insane, man. I was really not prepared. Since this is a shorter one, I think I want to go through. Let's okay. It's obviously looped, so we're gonna start this over and play it out loud again, so we can kind of see what's going on here.
Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face?
One more time, run that back. I gotta see that again, bro.
Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face?
Whoa. Let's go. I've been saying we need more genre movies with DC and Marvel. Yo, welcome in, Geek Ledger. Welcome in, PCBM. Hope you guys are having a good day. Let me get a one in the chat if you guys are liking this trailer, man. Wow. Okay, now we got it in the absolute slow-mo here. We have it in absolute slow-mo so we can really analyze what's going on here, okay? We're gonna really analyze what's going on here. Okay, so we obviously see our guy Matt Hagen in the bed. His face is disfigured of some kind. It looks like he's either been beat up or he's already been tortured or whatever. We have him having some flashbacks. It seems like thinking about who he used to be. So Matt Hagen is laying in the bed having flashbacks of who he used to be. This is our frame by frame analysis, so that's why it's going to be going a little slower as we kind of see what's happening here. He's looking into his, like, he's just kind of remembering who he used to be, it seems, as the music plays in the background. Damn, look at Buddy. Oh, okay, okay. Wait, hold on, hold on. So he was definitely tortured. This looks like he's probably at home though. Look at those. Look at the bed sheets. That doesn't look like he's like trapped somewhere. You know what I mean? And they got him on the silk linen. um, you know what I mean? That's not what this vibe is at all. This more so seems like he's, yeah, he's at home. It seems like maybe the mob came in and you know, like, hemmed him up and started torturing him so they could get their money or something like that. You know, that's at least the vibe it gives off. Sorry about that. Gotta edit that trailer. Oh, okay, okay. Another shot of him. Ooh. Bruh, they really messed bro up. He had to owe the mafia money, right? Do we agree on that, chat? Oh. They're injecting shit straight into his face. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, snap. Oh, good buddy is going through it. Oh, brother. Is bro's face bouncing? I'm pretty sure his face was like, oh. Okay, the clown face changed. Very interesting. Oh, clay goop. It's the goop. Yo. What in the hell? Was that him ripping someone's face off, dude? It definitely looks like he's about to rip that dude's face. I think this is the woman that we see walking away from the clown in the tunnel. So maybe, so I guess that's his girl. Oh, maybe that's him. Because look, he has the gray tank top on, and then boom, this guy also has a gray tank top on. I think that is him turning into someone else. And that's also someone else. Look. That's neither of those dudes. So we see him being at least 3 different people. One of those people, him being himself. There are some women predominantly showcased in this trailer. Not sure who they are, though. Bro, look. Look at him. This is crazy. Yo. They're about to do some crazy shit here. Everybody buckle up. This movie is literally about to be insane. Wow. Flanagan writing this gives me hope for a body horror masterpiece. Who is Flanagan, chat? I don't know who Flanagan is. Trying to get some stills now. Look at bro. Oh my goodness. Buddy's having a bad day. What the hell did the words even say? Look the face? Crazy, man.
Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face?
This is awesome fire. Hell yeah, man. That was awesome. I was not aware that I needed exactly what we saw just now, like, because I did. Like, it's so horror. It's insane how horror it is.
Do you realize that you have the most beautiful face?
My God. Like, I could, like, this is crazy. There's so many things in the background as well. I would not be surprised if we end this movie with, like, the bat signal in the same way we ended the Penguin show.
Website at www.markbros.com. Represent the superfan. Or you can join our Patreon.
Dude, I think we're gonna be having such a good time with this. My wife is not gonna like this. I didn't think this would actually be scary. Like, that's one of the things that got me like excited, man. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. Let's see. There we go. Bam. Let's see what the people have to say about the Clayface trailer, okay? Let's see. Maybe we can sort this by the okay, it's already sorted by top comments. All right. We got Clayface with the spiked ball weapon, all I needed to see. I agree, bro. That also had me really excited. That had me hyped. I was like, "Oh yeah, bro. We're in there." James was not kidding when he said this was going to be a horror film. I really gotta say, man, that's one thing I have appreciated about the DCU is that they are doing the due diligence to make these genre specific, to make these different from one another. You know what I mean? To really hone in on what makes these characters who they are and kind of twist it. You know what I mean? Let's take it and twist it, right? Like they did a really good job here. And so far, like from this trailer, I like that it's kind of like Wonder Man, to where it's like we are going to be focusing on an actor, but then it's nothing like Wonder Man because it's nothing like that at all. Like I think I even had a comment in the comment section, that said, yeah, right here. This does not look like a DC movie or Marvel movie. If you took the DC label off, this would be a straight up horror film. And that is where they start to cook, is when they do these different things. And the fact that they can do it and make it in the same universe, because let's be honest, yo, truth is stranger than fiction. In our real life, there are tons of things that go on that are straight horror stories out of a novella, you know? Like real life has a ton of different nuances to it, so it makes sense that any universe would have that type of nuance as well. And it's really cool to see the DC universe being the one to capitalize on it, because I feel like they should, right? They should. Marvel obviously has the corner with what they do, what they market, and I think DC can take that other side, the more narrative driven stories, not just the big action spectacles, but also the character first plots, you know? This ain't a villain film. This is straight up nightmare fuel, yo. That's a good point. It does feel very, yeah. When bro wipes his face at the end of it, oh my goodness, that just had, yeah, yes. You know, when he wipes his face, it's just like, what the hell is going on here? And I also like that you can kind of pinpoint a little bit what the story is, kind of like the arc of, oh, he's an actor, oh, he does this, oh, he does that, oh, he does that, you know? Like you can kind of figure out those beats to it, but other than that, you don't know what bro is going through, what he's doing, why he's feeling the way he's feeling. Like, let's get it, man. Flanagan writing this gives me hope for a body horror masterpiece. Now, who is Flanagan? Richard Flanagan? Mike Flanagan? I don't know. Yeah, Mike Flanagan. My bad. And Mike Flanagan has done The Haunting of Hill House, The Life of Chuck, Midnight Mass, The Haunting of Bly Manor, Doctor Sleep. Oh, are these really? Oh, wait. I don't think. Yeah, these are. Yeah, bro. Okay, he has a crazy lineup. He has a crazy lineup. Oh, Oculus is this dude's? Wow, okay. So this is going to be a straight up, this is a horror film. Love that they're making this R-rated and horror. It fits so well and just works with the sad backstory of Clayface. I agree with this as well, man. They're not doing something cheesy like making Venom a PG-13 thing. Like that's cheesy as hell, right? That's lame when they did that. That was corny. This is awesome. This seems like exactly what we need to see. Look fear in the face is just what I wanted to hear from a horror film. That's so true. And an October 23rd release date, having it be right around, where Halloween is, it's just perfect, bro. Really makes you laugh at those reports that had come out earlier about them moving it away from this date. Like, so wrong. They would never do that. It only took us nearly a decade ever since Venom and Joker came out, but we might finally have a banger comic villain centered movie in this era. I agree. I definitely agree with that. Never thought I would be hyped for a Clayface movie. And that's what I think is really what James Gunn is good at, man. He's good at taking these characters that people know about roughly or they know of them, and then it's always like, why the hell would you make something for them? And then it ends up being this beautiful character driven story, man. Whether it's Peacemaker, whether it's the Suicide Squad, whether it's Creature Commandos, Superman, Supergirl, right? Like even with Superman and Supergirl, those are obviously not lesser known characters. Those are very well known characters, but still the movie is done in a way that is very different from how other movies have been done, but still hits the beats that it needs to hit by making something the new kind of definitive story, for a lack of better words, of how these characters will be viewed for the foreseeable future. So I'm hyped, baby. I'm hyped. Sign me up, because this is right in my wheelhouse. All right, maybe we can get one more comment here. Yeah, let's do this one. Clayface has always been one of my favorite Batman slash DC villains. Actually, giving him a movie makes sense considering he is a movie star himself, or at least an actor. Exactly. So true. Such a good point. Such a good point. And I think we can wrap things up by going into the DC Comics Big Book of. Ah, the Big Book of DC. Bam. We got the Big Book of DC right here, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to go to Clayface and see what's going on with him. Oops. Not mean to do that, my bad. Where the hell am I? Where I'm is. What the hell? Oh. That was crazy. All right. All right, so we just finished watching the new Clayface trailer, and of course, it's a banger, right? I'm afraid it's a banger. So, what we're going to do is kind of go into who Clayface is, and okay, I think I can prompt this a little bit better. Hold on. Okay, give me 1 second, chat. Brother. Okay. Okay. We got that all done. Brother. Interesting. Let's see. Okay. We just got done watching the official trailer for Clayface, and I got the big book of DC. Okay, okay. There we go. 2. 3. There we go. There we go. 4, 3, 2. Okay. Jesus. That was crazy, bro. Okay. Whew. $10 later. We just got done checking out the official trailer for Clayface, and man, it was a horror film in the. There we go. That's better. DC just dropped the first look at Clayface, and this is not your typical comic book movie. It's looking like a full on horror show, and I am so ready for that. In preparation, I got the big book of DC right here, baby, and we are going to go through it and check out Clayface's backstory. Okay, so let's dive into it and see what's going on. There we go. That's better. That's better. Bam! We just finished checking out DC. DC just dropped the first look at Clayface, and this is not your typical comic book movie. It is going full horror, and I am so ready for it, and I hope you guys are too. In preparation, I got the big book of DC out, and we're going to check out Clayface's origin story and get a little bit of a better understanding on who this character is. Okay? Let's dive on into it. Oh, I already had it bookmarked. That's kind of crazy. Was not ready for that. We are going to dive in and talk about Clayface, y'all. Let's get into it. Clayface had his debut in Detective Comics Volume 1, number 40 on June of 1940. Real name, Basil Carlo. His base, obviously, in Gotham City. His height, his weight is variable. Eyes yellow, and he doesn't really have any hair. And he has a whole string of abilities, like the ability to shift his clay-like form into a variety of weapons, including giant mallets and blades, superhuman strength that increases in proportion to his size, and he can become an exact clone of someone simply by touching them. A gifted actor who is able to mimic a variety of voices and mannerisms. He has allies like Poison Ivy, Batwoman, Ragman, the Penguin, and the Secret Society of Supervillains, not to mention Orphan. His main enemies are Batman, the Bat Family, and he has affiliations with the Unknown as well as Gotham Knights. Clayface is one of the most infamous and powerful supervillains in Gotham City, a rogue who has proven notoriously hard for Batman to defeat in combat. Able to transform his body into anything from a weapon to a perfect likeness of another human or animal, Clayface can blend into any crowd and choose to tower above it. An actor with delusions of grandeur, Clayface's most prized role is an arch foe to the Dark Knight. Basil Carlos was the son of a disgruntled monster makeup artist, Vincent Carlo. While the two weren't close, Basil nonetheless felt the need to impress his troubled father. To that end, he became an actor and even started to achieve acclaim on his way to becoming a true Hollywood star. Basil had just landed the role of his dreams in the film The Second Skin and was driving when he got a call about his father's death. His reaction was so dramatic that he crashes his car, causing irreparable damage to his face. In a desperate attempt to continue his career, Carlo applied some of the Deghetti chemical product Renew on his face, a substance not meant for contact with human skin. He was able to mold his scarred visage back into the spitting image of his former self, but he knew it would run out before the filming on Second Skin wrapped. When Daggett Chemical claimed they didn't make Renew any longer, Carlo traveled to Gotham City and broke into several of their factories until he was caught by Batman. The Dark Knight tried to get Carlo to testify against the corrupt Daggett, but Carlo instead tried to rob a police evidence locker. Resulting in a scuffle, he was accidentally doused in dozens of cans of shattered Renew, altering him forever into the villain Clayface, seeking revenge against Hollywood and Batman. Clayface became one of the Dark Knight's most powerful enemies, and he has attempted to reform from time to time, most notably as a member of the Gotham Knights. But he has since returned to his criminal ways. Some of Clayface's classic stories are Detective Comics Volume 1, number 298, released December 1961. The second Clayface, Matt Hagen, employs fantastic shape-shifting powers that truly earned him his villainous title. Batman, Volume 1, Annual Issue 11, released November 1987. The tragic life of the third Clayface, Preston Payne, is examined in detail, including his romance with a lifeless mannequin. Whoa. Detective Comics Volume 1, issues 604 through 607, released from September to November in 1989. Batman and his ally Locker fight the combined might of the united Clayfaces, with Basil Carlo transforming himself into the ultimate Clayface. Oh, man, those are crazy. That's just crazy, man. The big book of DC always gives us so much information into all these new characters or these old characters that are getting these new adaptations. Let me know how you guys are feeling about Clayface and if you guys are ready for this horror phenomenon to come to the theaters this year. Amazing. Yo, what up with it, Beast Slayer? How you doing? Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you enjoyed the trailer. I hope all you guys enjoyed the trailer, and I definitely appreciate each and every one of you tuning in with me today. We've been live for a little over an hour here, and that's what I was trying to do. So, with all that being said, I appreciate you guys. We'll be live later again today for our live coverage at Comic Book Clubhouse, and I hope to see you there. I'll see you on the next one. As I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior.
If you guys would like to support Mark Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.markbros.com and buy some merch. Represent Superfan. Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you later. Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update.
On today's pop culture news update.
On today's pop culture news update. Ow, fucking dick. You fucking douche.